Hi ladies! So a couple of days ago I gave you guys a little sneak peek of this project that I was trying to finish up. So here it is, and I'm going to tell you all about it. This is a gift for my mother. She requested this quite a while ago, but I was resisting making it for her, and the reason that I was resisting it so much is that this is a journal that she wants to use to write her final wishes in. She has things she wants to put down on paper, and she has some information she wants us to have. So she asked me for this probably in the spring, and I simply found every excuse in the book not to get it done right away. So finally I thought, Christmas is coming, I really should get this done for her and give it to her as a gift over the holidays. Obviously I dug my heels in and just did not want to get it started. You know, it's not something that you want to think about, but this is something she really wants, and once I started thinking about the colors she likes and the things that she does love in nature and such, it just came together really nicely. So it's not a very complicated journal on the inside. I wanted to keep it strictly for writing, so I stuffed it with a lot of coffee dyed papers, and then I made a little side package here that I'll show you as well. So Mom loves flowers, birds, butterflies. She loves vintage, so I went through my paper pads and found this gorgeous, to me that looks like a hydrangea bush pattern. So I went ahead and picked this one. These are the colors she recently painted her living room walls. This gorgeous light teal color, and her accents are kind of like the neutral browns and such. So I know she's gonna love these colors. This is the paper pad I got this paper from. It's K & Company Tim Coffey designer paper. It's double-sided. I can't find the name of this actual pad. I thought there was like a wood, the word woods or something in the name, but I can't see it. I've only had one coffee so far. So just some gorgeous nature type images in there. I almost went with this one because she's always loved these little pussy willows, but in the end I chose the hydrangea. See, here's another nice one. So there it is. So this is the paper pad that I used for this kind of like a flexible soft cover. She's gonna always keep this on her little table in her living room, so I didn't feel the need to make it overly you know, sturdy. Okay, so I want to talk about the little plate on the bottom here. I left it blank, and what I'm gonna ask you guys is what you think I could put in there to label this little book. I have a typewriter, so I would just type the word on a little piece of paper and then slide it in there. And then, you know, if she decides that that's not what she wants on there, I could change it up, so that's not a big deal. But I just wanted your help with this. Like I said, I kind of struggled through this project in a way. My creative side was okay with it, but obviously emotionally I was struggling to make it for her. So okay, and then up here I've got one of the little semi-transparent type butterfly wings from Tim Holtz, and then just a nice little embellishment here. It's pearls and rhinestones and some cheesecloth just to kind of give it more dimension. On the back in the frame is some text from a companion to the Bible, I think. This is also a Tim Holtz frame. And then this is a very old doily that I had in my antique stash. and it's a single signature, and I put some of my tape technique around the edges and just did some stitching. I was struggling with the tension on the machine just because sometimes I use paper, sometimes I use fabric on the sewing machine, sometimes it's a combination of both. So once I stitched around once, I turned the paper over and stitched a second time so that I would have kind of the loose tension thread on both sides so that it would just look like I did that on purpose. I mean, it's really not that bad. It's just something that was noticeable to me as I was doing it. And usually I just tweak it as I go. So on the inside and the front, I just did one of these little pocket tuck spots so that she could use it to maybe put this little booklet in afterwards. I used some pattern paper also from K & Company, just in the coordinating colors, and then throughout I printed some postcards from my postcards in the shop. This is from the blue set. And I have a lot of gorgeous stamps that I don't use enough in my projects. So in this one, instead of embellishing with dimensional things, I just did a lot of stamping throughout the book, just to keep the pages interesting for her as she's going through the journal. I love this little stamp here. I don't remember what company that is. Just love it. This is a recent purchase from Cafe Analog, and it's the hydrangea blooms. Coffee dyed on a grid patterned pan, so makes the pattern. And then I introduced a few little fairy characters throughout. So this is supposed to be me, and then I have a couple of brothers, and you'll see them later on in the book. This is just a tuck spot, and with a gorgeous little baby girl and her teddy bear. Some more stamping there. Another postcard from my blue collection. Some birds. So she'll have lots of space here for just jotting down things that she wants us to know or that she wants to remember. There's those hydrangeas again. This little one is just beautiful. So here are the two boys. This is supposed to be my middle brother and the youngest, and we grew up having dogs, so that's them. Just a tuck spot here, and I think these little girls are wearing First Communion dresses. At least that's what I think they are. Here in the center, I added little charms that dangle down past the bottom, just so that they're not tucked inside. So it's a bird and some butterfly wings there. I tried to add some little details like that because I know she'll appreciate them. Another gorgeous postcard there. Beautiful birds. A couple here. He's going off to sea, or he's just returning or something. And this one here is supposed to be my mom and her sister. So these are all the Tim Holtz paper dolls, obviously. I just wanted to use them up, so I thought instead of having actual photos of family, I would just use the paper dolls to represent the family. I love this one. I think it's one of my favorites. And then just another little tuck spot on the back there. And then I made a small booklet where she could possibly put like banking information or passwords, that sort of thing that maybe she would want us to have. So I'll show you what's in this little bundle. First, I made her kind of like a bookmark using one of these cards that I have in a, this was like a bird card set, and it described the meaning or the symbolic meaning behind the different birds. Obviously, owls represent wisdom, and she really loves owl images. And then I added a little crown charm because several years ago, probably 6 or 7, I designed a cushion cover for her living room, for her sofa, and I had made it with an owl wearing a crown. So I just wanted this to be kind of reminiscent of that particular project that I had done for her. And then the little angelfish here, it's kind of like a private joke between us. She's a Pisces, and she's also a Francophone, and for years she did not know how to pronounce Pisces. So this will give her a giggle because she'll know exactly why I'm adding this little guy. Now this here is just a little notepad I made with the offcuts from all the coffee dyed pattern pages, and I have a X-Acto paper trimmer that has the perforated blade on it. So I made this all perforated. Don't know if you can see. So I stacked them, I stapled them, and so every time she wants to use one of these little papers to write a note on, you know, she could clip it in the journal, or she could just write it on the note and then transfer it into the journal later or something. She just needs to tear these off. And this is just to cover up the staples at the front, so she just needs to tear off one at a time and use them that way. And then finally here is just a little booklet I made using some of my eco-printed paper. This is a leaf from a hydrangea shrub in my backyard, so it just went with the hydrangea pattern paper. And it's just a small booklet. There aren't that many pages in there, but you know, like I said, if she wants to use this for passwords or phone numbers, contacts, that sort of thing. And so this could be tucked into the front like that if she wants. She could put the little notepad in the back, maybe have it hanging out on the front like that. And then the bookmark could go in from the top like this. This is probably not going to be like a daily journal that she uses. If she wants to store it that way, she can do it that way. And if not, then I gave her 2 little pieces of the seam binding ribbon there that she could store them separately, like I will be presenting them to her. So just to get back to this little label, if you guys can help me out with what you think I could put in there. I'm kind of drawing a blank as to what would be the most meaningful word. You know, I'm struggling with that. I think I've said that about 100 times now. That would be really helpful. I would really appreciate that. So let me know what you think of this project. I hope it's given you some ideas. Maybe you have a family member who would enjoy having something simple like this, but also meaningful. And I will see you guys really, really soon. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Bye.